That appears to be working. Animal Services is bringing a warrant by gentleman. Yeah. I wonder if they have a waiver. I mean, I wonder if not most people probably don't want to waive that, but I think in the past we had a waiver system, and if people wanted to waive it, they didn't charge them, you know. So I'll ask him about that today, not for any particular. I'm just curious. Here we go. Ready? Good morning. I'm watching as people's audio connects. We had just a little bit of technical trouble this morning, and I want to kind of get everybody on before I talk too much. So my name is Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to court, and we're going to begin court. I have a few things that I want to let folks know before we get started. But the first thing I want to check in with you all on is, and I know some people are still connecting, but once you've connected, just, and not everyone's visual, but if you could go visual and just give me a hands up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. And if I could just get a visual on that real quickly. And of course, if someone can't hear me, I'm not. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Atkins. Thank you, Ms. Cobos. Thank you, Ms. Mendez. Appreciate y'all. So I did make note, even though I was having something on this end to take care of, you know, as people logged in, I got your order down. So I kept track of that. There is one person I can't identify, and it's a phone number beginning in 254 and the phone number ending in 251. Could you unmute and let me know who you are?
Can you see me?
What's your name?
Emmanuel Miles.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Miles, yes, I can see you. And I didn't know that was also, is that also your phone?
Mine is
What are the last three?
2215.
So the last three digits of the phone number I'm trying to talk to is 251. Did you also
no.
call? Yeah. Who is 251?
Are you talking about 6?
Yes, you.
Hello?
Yes, could you tell me your name, please?
Michelle Allen.
Thank you, Miss Allen. Great. Got you down. Okay, I will be with you. I'll be with you shortly, okay?
Okay.
Okay, just listen for now, and then I will address you soon.
Okay.
All right. So I want to let everyone know that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are methods that we have to make an accusation. That's what a ticket is. It's an accusation. And a plea is your answer or response to the accusation. And when you're given that ticket, you're also given a court date. And if you're on time, there are some options that you might have. And I do want to just talk about that a plea, when you give a plea, we call it giving a plea. When you give a plea, you're giving an answer or response to that accusation. And there are three options for entering a plea: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Now, if you plead guilty, you're admitting the offense. You're saying, I did this. If you plead no contest, you're not admitting or denying it. You're just allowing the court to move your case forward into sentencing. No contest means I'm not contesting. That's simple. And then if you plead not guilty, you're just maintaining that innocence that the law already provides. Okay, we're all presumed to be not guilty. And if you plead not guilty, you're just holding with that and you're moving forward. Now, if you plead not guilty, we have what is called a pretrial process. And that is a Zoom meeting, which is meeting today. Okay. And then also an in-person meeting, which meets, we assign that on availability. If you're in that Zoom meeting for today, you've pled not guilty, you were also given a final court date for that in-person meeting. And if your case is resolved today in full, then that in-person meeting won't be necessary. We'll just cancel it. But we scheduled those at the same time, okay? Now, if you plead guilty or no contest, I just move forward with sentencing. And and that's guilty or no contest. I move forward automatically. And at that point, the default is that you are sentenced and found guilty of the offense, and we work out fines and costs. In this type of court, the sentencing is usually just simply fines and costs. Every now and then there's a class, and if so, I'll let you know. But fines and costs are the sentencing option at the Class C level because we don't normally sentence people to jail for Class C offenses. Sometimes people can get arrested for a Class C offense. It's unusual. It can happen, but the general rule is that's not what we're doing. And so generally speaking, there's no jail time, and that really leaves the punishment down to fines and costs and sorting that out and having it go on your record as a guilty finding. But still, there are 4 ways to still keep it off your record at the initial sentencing point. And I just want to talk about those briefly and let you know those options so that you have all the options underneath your belt before you get started if you have not yet entered a plea. So there's still 4 ways to gain a dismissal. I'll tell you what they are, and then I'll tell you how they work. So compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. Now, what they do, compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. If you have something like that, I will let you know. For example, if you're on time to court and you have an expired registration, sometimes we can do a dismissal on that if you get the registration done. Now, there's some details in there that have to be followed. So I will just be walking through that with you. And if I need to give you more time to have that better option, I'll do that, okay? If I see that you can get there, but you need more time, then I'm gonna look at doing that unless you don't want to do that, okay? So in other words, I'll walk you through those quick dismissals or those simple dismissals. The second option is if you have a moving violation, you might qualify to be in a driver safety course process. And if you complete that process in full, you gain a dismissal. And that keeps a moving violation off the record. And I just want to give you a quick word about how that works and how that is implemented. So every ticket has a court cost and a fine. And when I talk to you and give you a number, I'm giving you both of those numbers combined, okay? In the driver safety course context with a moving violation, you can gain a dismissal. You have to take a course. You have to get a driving record. It has to be the correct course and the correct driving record. You get those in and you get a dismissal, but you also have to pay the court costs at the beginning of that program. And those are not cheap. They range from about $145 to $165 or maybe $169. And if you are qualified and you want to do that program, we have to sort out those court costs because those are set by the state legislature, okay? The fine goes on hold in the driver safety course context. I just put that number on hold. That cash is on hold. And I don't charge it to you unless you default and don't finish the program, okay? So if you get your course in and you get your driving record in, then your case gets dismissed and that fine, it gets waived. And it will be cheaper to do it that way than just to pay your ticket, okay? And the reason for that is it's a numbers game. We statistically know that a person who gets a ticket and takes a course about every 12 months is a better driver than someone who does not, right? So we want to incentivize that better driver program. That's really what that is. So if you qualify, which means you can't have a CDL, you can't have an out-of-state license unless you're active military or dependent. But if you're active military dependent or a Class C license and you're on time to court and you haven't been in the last 12 months, you could be qualified to be in that program. I'll start vetting that with you to see if I can get you into that program. And what I'll do is let you know. And if you say, I don't want to do it, well, no one's going to force you. Okay. But I assume people would like to save money and probably protect their record too. So I start trying to drive those simpler things. The compliance, the first one I talked about, and the driver safety course option are two of the least expensive ways to handle a citation. And they're just for different types of things. Now, the third option for a dismissal, and it's kind of where the others don't work, is called a deferred disposition. Deferred means delay. And Ms. Lawson, are you driving a vehicle? You're muted.
I'm sorry, I'm parked.
Okay.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
I'll have to take you out of the meeting if you drive.
No, ma'am, I'm parked. I'm not driving.
Okay. All right. So what I would tell you is with the deferred disposition, that means delay making a finding or making a final disposition. Deferred, delay, disposition. The deferred disposition, you have to request at the time that you enter a plea. Class C courts are the only courts in Texas where you can ask directly at your first appearance for a deferred disposition. You can ask the prosecutor, but you don't have to get on her side of the docket in order to do that. You can ask the judge. And what that looks like is guilty or no contest, but I'd like a deferred. Those are the magic words. Okay. So I'm supposed to assume that you knew that before you logged in today. And some people don't know that. In fact, I get lawyers who don't always know that. They think that they must ask the prosecutor, right? And so now you know something, but also you know how to get to that deferred disposition. And I'm supposed to assume that if you don't ask, then you don't want one. So I really think the best way is just to let everybody know up front how to do that. And then I hold you to it, okay? So if you don't understand that or you have further questions, just ask when it's your turn. You'll have a chance to do that. But if you want a deferred, you make the request as you enter your first plea, okay? The fourth way to gain a dismissal would be to do teen court. And teen court is something that is for middle school or high school students, folks enrolled towards a diploma or the equivalent. And I'll be, again, checking to see if I've got high school students out there. I think I might have one or two. And I'll check and look and see. And if we can get you into a teen court process, that saves you money and you gain a dismissal. And I'll talk to you more about it when it's your turn, if you qualify. So those are the four things that I have, okay, for dismissal. I don't have a fifth hidden option for friends. In fact, if you're my friend, I have to get a different judge. So there's not really hidden options and secret handshakes. And I know that that's worrisome. I mean, we wonder, is it going to be fair? And I think the best way to assure you that it should be is to let you know all the options up front so that everybody just has the same deck of cards and we can move accordingly. Probably the only fifth option is if the prosecutor recommends a dismissal. That's unusual. I'm not saying it never happens. I can't hold the prosecutor to a specific commitment. She works independently of the court. Ms. Warren is the city's prosecutor. You'll see her in Warren on your screen. She'll probably get a visual here in just a moment because I'm about to start the pretrial docket. Ms. Warren, if you don't mind giving a wave, folks can see you. She's the prosecutor that comes here to the court and represents the state of Texas in the cases on trial. She does not, I have the ability to say you need to be in court like I would any attorney or person who has a matter in front of the court, but she's not my employee. So she can make recommendations, but I couldn't tell you, exactly what goes into that. I know it's a lengthy decision process. And if you're on her docket, I'm about to start that meeting, but I will send you an invitation to be in basically a breakout room. And at that point, you'll meet with Ms. Warren. That's the pretrial docket for not guilty. And then you'll come back into this room because any actions that are being taken, I need to approve those actions. But I will go ahead and begin that because I see that Oscar Lopez, I believe, is here. Ernie Lopez, just a real quick visual from you, and I'm going to ask you to unmute. It's labeled Ernie Lopez. Sir, are you there?
Yes, we're here.
Right. And so are you for Oscar Lopez?
Yes.
Okay. I thought that might be, I have two Lopez's on the docket today, and I wanted to make sure which one you were.
Yes, we're
the other one resolved. So Mr. Lopez, I'm going to send you an invitation to the breakout room. You'll get that in just a moment.
Okay.
And what'll happen then is you'll click on that, but you don't leave after that. You come back into this room, you click back over. So,
Okay. That's
and that is a meeting outside of my earshot. And Ms. Warren will have some remarks. And just real quickly, I didn't see anyone here. Gabriel Vasquez, are you here? That's a no-show. You don't want to miss court. You miss good options. A lot of the options I just talked about for dismissal, especially the ones that save you money, require that you come to court on time. And I just want to make sure I haven't missed. Kayla Reynolds, are you here? I don't see anyone for that. And then also another person that appears to be missing, Judy Howington, is now seeking to get in. So I'll go ahead and admit her. And then Sarah Bell. Is anyone here for Sarah Bell? And so just going to cross those folks off unless they show up. And then I'll just begin. And what I'll do is just ask the folks to stay muted while I work with each person. And I'll give everybody due regard, for their case. I'll try to move quickly because I know your time is valuable, but at the same time, I'm not going to rush anybody. Okay. So I just try to strike that balance. Let me start with, let's see, Emmanuel Miles. Let me get that case pulled up. I think I actually reviewed this one the other day. Let me just pull the file. And Mr. Miles, if you could. And we had other cases, as I recall. I can't remember what they were for, but. Okay, Mr. Miles,
Yes.
there you are. Hi there. How are you,
How
sir?
you doing? All right.
Thank you for that. I'm doing fine. This was an older set of cases from 2013. And there had been what happens when the date is missed for the initial at the bottom of the ticket date. First thing we do is we send out a notice saying, hey, you missed it. Come in. And we use whatever address was on that ticket. And then that case slowly makes its way through a process of trying to get people in. And one of them is a violation of the promise to appear gets filed. Now, we don't file it for every day. It happens one time. And that did get filed. I think you've resolved your underlying case. Let me just look. There may be one. I say there aren't other options, but I have a few things, and I always check these where the prosecutor and I have some agreements that we have made about things that I can give breaks on with her without having to put it on her docket too. And I want to check one thing before I talk to you about that to see if you qualify for something that could be helpful. And if not, then I have things in my pocket as well. So give me
Okay.
just a quick moment. He doesn't have anything else speeding in this one, correct? And he didn't have anything prior to that, right? And nothing since. Gotcha. Okay. I do think you qualify for a prosecutor dismissal. These are basically things that the prosecutor says, Judge, if you put it on my docket, I would dismiss it. So go ahead, don't wait for me. And I just it's not a handshake, it's actually a written out agreement. You qualify for one, I'm going to fill it out now, and that case will be dismissed.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And then what we will do is send it to you on the email. And that way you'll have a copy of that
Okay.
dismissal. Let me get the case number. The email that we used to set up the meeting today, Mr. Miles, That's the email that you logged in from today. Is that right?
Yes, yes, that's correct.
That's a good one to send this dismissal to.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's going to head your way, Mr. Miles, and you're done with us. It's over. And I wish you well. I wish you the best. I did notice you're out of town, and good luck.
Yes.
Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miles. That should be coming your way in the next hour or less.
Okay,
So if you don't receive it, call and check. Okay.
okay,
Okay. Bye-bye.
bye.
Sweet and simple. Let's move forward. And my next person is Nicole Hughes. And Ms. Hughes, if you'll unmute, let me get your file pulled up. Oops. I'm just rereading your email, Ms. Hughes. Give me just another moment.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Mhm. So we've stayed on time. Okay. I read your email and I'm sorry you were in an accident. What I wanted to know is how much time do you need to get the B restriction removed?
When I had went to the DMV on July the 13th, I had explained my situation, in regards to me losing the vehicle. They told me that for my restriction, I have to take a driving test in order for it to get removed, even because of my age. So I
Yes.
explained to them that I don't have a vehicle because I lost the vehicle. The only vehicle that I'm able to use is my mother's vehicle, but she's on a cruise in Aruba right now.
Did you schedule the taking of the test? Because that's usually months out.
No, the lady at the Killeen DMV, she actually told me with the driving test there, they're actually not as scheduled out as the walk-in appointments or setting up appointments. But they told me I didn't set up an appointment initially that day because I hadn't spoken to my mother in regards to being able to use the vehicle. So I didn't set the appointment because I didn't have a vehicle at the time.
Okay.
I didn't know.
When will your mother be back? How much time do you need?
She's supposed to be back on Friday.
Okay.
So I guess
August 24th.
Okay.
I see your driving safety course and driving record are due August 12th.
Yes, ma'am. I already signed up for that. I paid for it. I just got to do the 6-hour course and get the driving record. But yes, ma'am, that's taken care of already.
That's only just a few weeks away. So, but I'll extend you to August 24th for this other ticket so that you
But
can get that restriction removed and proceed.
Yes, ma'am. If I get that done before the 24th, I can just send it in with my defensive driving information if I get it completed before the 24th.
Yeah,
Okay.
early is not a problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Late is the problem. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And I believe there's a dismissal fee on that, right? That restriction removal. I think there's a $20 dismissal fee. So
Okay.
just be prepared for up to that amount when you get everything sent in. Call and make sure we received it like you've been doing. Keep up with it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I need your signature on this extension today. So I'm going to email that to you And if you can print it, sign it, and email it back, you can take a photo or what have you. Can we do that? Get that done?
I'm out of town.
Yes,
I'm in San Antonio. I can see if there's a way that I can get to a printer. Yes, ma'am. I can try and do that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If not, call the clerk and figure out, like, the other thing we could do would be a fax.
Okay.
So I just need to collect a signature on a continuance today.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
if you miss the court date, you lose the chance at the dismissal. So
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
trying to keep you on time. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. We'll send that extension to you in the next hour or so. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very
Right.
much.
Once we get it back, and call and make sure we received it. You can, once you print it, you can, you could send a photo or
Exactly.
however it works, get it back to us. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Hughes, thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll just take some notes. Ms. Warren, I'll be right with you. Ms. Warren, let me get Lopez's file. I have it. And Mr. Lopez, let's get you on screen. And Ms. Hughes, I'm going to go ahead and let you go, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. We're scheduled for jury trial on one matter. We have a final pretrial scheduled for October 6th on Oscar Lopez's case. Ms. Warren, are we still continuing toward that pretrial on the stop work order?
Yes, we are headed to trial, Your Honor.
Okay, right now that's scheduled for a final pretrial, October 6th. Mr. Lopez, we'll see you then.
Que octubre 6.
Dile si no podemos decir algo.
Can we still say something?
Not if it's about the facts of the case, but if you have a question, go ahead.
Solo si tienes una pregunta.
Dile que si cada que estoy diciendo que no me están subiendo $500, dile que si él te está diciendo que no, me están cobrando $500 cada vez que digo que no soy culpable.
Does each time we say not guilty, does that increase $500?
No.
Ya, porque empezamos 500, 1200, 1700 y ahorita 2003. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que por qué me están poniendo cada que voy a corte, cada vez que me dan una cita, me están subiendo $500?
Each time we come here, it's $500 more.
No, you're misunderstanding. So,
And Your Honor, may I say that
let me
Mr.
answer. No, let me answer that.
Okay.
And then I'll hear you. But no, Mr. Lopez, you have a charge January 12th. It's $576. You have a charge February 2nd. It's $581. You have a charge March 19th. It's $576. And you have a charge April 28th. It's $576. Those are 4 separate charges.
And what is for each one?
I just read that out to you. The range, 576 to 581. But it's not because you pled not guilty. It's because it is because the state of Texas seems to think that you have continued to violate the stop work order.
Por no parar de trabajar.
They have accused you on those 4 dates.
Dile que
Your fines didn't go up. They just think you're continuing to violate.
Que me enseñen en fotos en la corte, la evidencia. Y
we'll see you in court. I'm not going to argue with you about it. Maybe if you show up, we can talk about it further and I can explain it to you. But what we've done is provided you with the charges. I'll see you October. Okay. Now you have a trial on the first 3 charges in September.
Quiero conocer al que dice que seguí trabajando y que no seguí.
I'm not going to argue with you about it. You think that you can bully me and I'm not going to let you do it. So we'll see you in October and we'll see you in September. Ms. Warren, do you have anything further that you need?
I was going to just tell him he needs to contact code enforcement.
Yeah. For the translator, it might help if he would go and contact the code enforcement officer and try to figure out what the problem is instead of arguing. That would help you. It's a suggestion.
Okay, dile que
good luck with that. Okay?
Y que lo lleven también a corte porque yo quiero que él me enseñe cuáles son los días y a dónde
How
me
do we
mira que-
contact the code enforcement?
Let's see, code enforcement. I
It's
would
in
first,
the letter that he
Yeah.
received.
the letter you received has it, but I would personally, if you don't find that letter, I would probably go online and do a word search on the City of Temple Code Enforcement and pull it up and call and talk to somebody there. That's who's filing against you. You might want to see what the issue is. But the letter that they sent you, and they send multiple letters, they've sent at least 4 letters now, has the exact number and the name of the person you're looking for. So read that letter.
Okay.
We'll see you in court.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Warren, your other party, Gabrielle Vasquez, is a no-show. So you are good to go, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know, people think if they're louder, it just is going to change it. But it doesn't. So I'm going to move to Derek Atkins. Good morning, Mr. Atkins. I did receive a deferral request.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not still in high school, correct?
No, but I started a college TSTC in August.
Right. So let me back up and let you know that you are charged with driving under the influence by a minor, and the costs and fines, if you pay them, are $281.
Yes, ma'am.
In addition to the $281, I'm required by law to order that you complete an alcohol awareness class. And I'm also required to order that you complete 20 hours or more of alcohol-related community service. What I will tell you is that the consequence of not taking the class is there's 2 consequences to your license. If I convict you, you get a 60-day suspension. If I convict you, I also order the class and the hours, and if you don't complete them, I'm required by law to suspend your license for 6 months. In both suspensions, and you could get up to 2, you have to pay to get your license back, and it is on your record. Now, I did receive a deferred request from you and a plea of no contest. I actually encourage, the first time I see someone, I go ahead and encourage that they do a deferred, because it gives them an opportunity to continue working or what have you, and to get the class and the hours done. And there would still be a record that this happened, but there would not be a conviction. And that's what a deferred can offer you at that point. Now, anyone looking from the state, if you do this again, or if you have another alcohol-related offense in your lifetime, this will be visible to the sentencing entity at that point, and they enhance you, even with a deferred. So the deferred can be used at a later date if you reoffend. So you need to be aware of that, because that 20 hours goes up to 60 and the suspension is greater, okay? And if you, on the third one, they start enhancing you to jailable offenses.
Yes, ma'am.
So my purpose of granting your deferred, which I will grant, is to just start driving you toward a solution to not doing this again. This is one of those things that, though it is, quote, only a Class C, it is considered to be a stepping, in the stepping arena to enhancement charge.
Yes,
And it's a dangerous offense, really is. So I will grant your deferred. Are you working at this time?
Yes, ma'am. I work for Tanner Roofing. And I was
Okay.
actually just about to ask a question. Am I able to drive a company vehicle anymore, or I'm not?
Right. I don't know. That really has to do with your company. Okay.
Right.
So I don't know. A deferred means a dismissal. I can't give you legal advice.
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
A deferred, if you complete it, will result in dismissal.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
But it's not to say that it didn't happen. I think
Yes,
we're
ma'am.
past that. I think we're kind of past that point, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
So here you are. This is it. A deferred is the most you could do for yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
unless you were to go to trial and be found not guilty. You know. A deferred is a known outcome. So I'll accept your plea of no contest. That is your plea.
Yes, ma'am.
And I will defer your case. My first question in order to craft your deferral is to ask you, can you pay your fines and costs today of $281?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you have 60 days to complete your class and your hours. And what I'll tell you there is the due date is September 21. And what I'm going to give you today is a handout that will allow you to pick your class from a list of providers, okay? And then also get your hours done. Often that is in the form of additional assignments within the class
Yes, ma'am.
because it's alcohol-related community service. That's oddly enough not defined by the law. And when you look out there for places to go just do work that are alcohol-related, there's too much confidentiality to places that could do that. And so the solution is really to do it in the form of a coursework. So your order will say those things. I need to get your signature on it today. You're in Belton. Can you drive over and get your order and pay and get everything spelled out over here?
Yes, ma'am. That'd be perfect.
Okay. When should we look for you?
I could head up there right now after the
Okay.
report.
We will have, we should have it to the front desk shortly. So you just come in, it won't take a lot of your time and you can get all signed up at the front. And if there are any questions on here, I can answer them, okay? So head on over, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
It's actually September 20, 60 days. All written down for you. Okay, and just moving forward. I'm going to say it incorrectly. I hope I do justice. Rainiel Brown.
Yes.
If you'll unmute and just correct me. How do I say your name best?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you great. How do I say your first name? I'm sure.
Oh, it's Rainiel.
Rainiel. Okay, I was pretty close.
Yeah,
Almost had it. We have what's called a capias. It's a type of warrant on slightly older cases, and you've asked for a payment plan, which is fine. And I show that you would be okay doing a payment plan. I think. Let me double check. It looks okay. Sorry. Just 1 second. I need to answer a question from the clerk, getting the previous person's order in.
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize. Let me see that list. It's okay. With this list, I'm not as familiar because we updated. The other day we had some difficulty creating real options from the list. But what I would say here is, I would say 8 hours. So they could go 6 and 2, they could go 4 and 4, they could go 8 hours. The 8-hour class. And then what I have done is the 20 hours can be, if that class allows it, it can be part of that class or a life skills class of 20 hours. Yeah, in the deferred context, I've been doing it as a life skills class. But we might look and see if those providers offer community service related, alcohol related community service. I just simply don't know from the list. Does that make sense? Okay, thank you. Let me know if there's more that I need to do to clarify that. Sorry, Mr. Brown.
No, okay.
I did hold that thought. And you had requested $150 a month. I'm kind of at your disposal a little bit there. I'm willing to grant it that way. It could be too high. I don't know. People give me their best guess on their bills and things, but I know when I see whole even numbers, they're just giving me an estimate. And some things go up and down, and you're going to know that better than I would. You're paid every 2 weeks in your job?
Yes, ma'am.
So we can do a number of things. I'm pretty flexible. You're here, and I want to work with you.
Okay.
We can go like every 2 weeks, you pay $50. We
Mhm.
can just go like once a month, you pay $100. What will work best for you?
I actually had a question. I wanted to, if I'm doing the payment plan, would I be able to renew my license and proceed with all that?
Let
Or
me look and see. Do we have a hold on Mr. Brown's license? The warrant can hold your license, and then there's another type of hold that I have called an omni
Mhm.
hold, and I don't release that license until we zero out because this is 6 years old.
Okay, I was just wondering because in order to continue my job, because I move cars.
Okay.
That's why I was wondering that.
Has your license become expired?
Yeah, so it's expired and I can't renew it due to the
The hold.
yeah.
Let me ask, because the warrant I can take off, but that hold is still going to be there. What are you able, if you had a maximum amount that you could pay, let's say today, what would that be?
Uh, Probably like 200.
Okay. I can't get you down that far, but within, say, 30 days, what more could you pay toward it?
Within 30 days, I could possibly have most of it, if not all of it, paid off.
I could probably do some reductions and get you closer to that point
Okay.
because I would like to resolve it too.
Yes.
Okay, so let me just see what I can do. It's 9:49, and I know that's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if we're going to get it done real fast.
Yeah. I
So
just want to get it over
the
with.
insurance, but not everybody has that option. So I just
Yeah.
I want to, I can set it up to trickle it out, but that's not really what you're needing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you today about because I could tell that you could pay. So I knew that wasn't the issue.
Mm-hmm.
So on his insurance case, let me get the pie chart pulled up. There we go. Thank you. So drop the phone. Let me do a reduction, and I don't know what that'll do yet because you had some collection fees.
Mm-hmm.
Those are percentage based. So let me see the effect of that.
Okay.
And then I can give you a number that's lower,
All right.
will be a little bit, maybe a bit less. And maybe we can get you like just that much closer to that finish line.
Yes, that'd be nice. Thank you.
And that way, ouch, it'll hurt a little, but then you'll just be done.
Okay.
And then, I haven't seen you in a long time, but I mean, you haven't had tickets here is what I really.
Mhm.
So I don't think there's an ongoing problem. Like you
Okay.
strike me that you've kind of figured out like you got to show up.
Yeah. This was like when I was like 21, 22 and
Yeah.
yeah. Right now I'm just trying to get my life together. So
If I had like $1 for every time someone said I was young and silly,
oh yeah, I know.
I'd
There's no
probably be
excuse.
retired by now. So
Yeah.
it's not unusual,
Mhm.
That one case drops to let's do that. And so just thinking, getting a final total on both cases combined. I think I have 754.49. Nothing. Yeah, because I did a bigger bite. I like to do one stroke instead of two if I can. Yeah, there's something not quite right. Okay. Make it so. Some of the fees that are on there, they're just mandatory
Mhm.
and I can't get rid of them.
Okay.
But what I like to do is just try to take a big bite out of it and see where I can get you. So I got you down from 949.49 to, I believe, I'm just about to verify this, 754.49.
Okay.
And then if you pay 200 today, that leaves you with a balance of 554.49. I can do that in 30 days or whenever you choose.
Okay.
If you want to just do 30 days from today and you can pay it as soon as you can, you'll have that 30 days to just do whatever. It doesn't all have to come in at one time,
Okay.
but the sooner we get it, the quicker we can release the hold on the license.
Okay.
And that usually, we release it automatically the day we zero out.
Mhm.
DPS has a whole different thing and I can't control them.
All right.
No one can. But I'm kidding aside, it can take them like 10 days or 15, up to 15, they tell you, days
Okay.
to clear. And if you will go, once you do payment, you go to what is called failure to appear website. So if you put in like Texas DPS failure to appear, you'll pull that site up.
Can you repeat that again? Sorry.
Just a word search tool, but Texas Department of Public Safety,
Okay.
failure to appear.
All right.
What you'll do is then you look yourself up there by your license and your license number.
Mhm.
You have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You look it up there, and everybody that has a hold on your license will have an open, it'll say open case.
Mhm.
Now, the numbers may be wrong, as far as the amounts owed, because that can go up from what's been entered,
Mhm.
but your case will be listed there. And what you'll see is when you clear DPS, when they have cleared you out, it will move to closed,
Okay.
right? And if we release you and 10 days later they haven't closed you, you need to be pushing them, okay?
Okay.
And I wish I could say we can give you a clearance letter. They no longer take clearance letters from us.
Mhm.
We do it electronically, but we do it the day that we clear you
Okay.
with us. When we're done with you, we don't need to hold you. So we want that too. We know it's a big deal for folks.
Mhm.
But once we zero you out, and I've got you down to all but a few non-mandatory fees, mostly mandatory fees. Once we clear you and you get moved to closed, then that means you're free to go get that license.
Okay.
So are you paying 200 today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I'm just going to say balance by August 24th. Any time in there is fine.
Okay.
Okay. And of course, your warrants will be clear today. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Brown, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
I'm going to send over a payment plan,
Okay.
and that's how I clear your warrant. And so if you can sign that and get that back to us today, that'll get your warrant out of play. Can we do that?
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry, email over to him. Thanks. Okay, so we're moving on forward, and let's see. We had Mr. Brown, and he was completed, and now I'll say it incorrectly, but Stasiana Kobos. Hi, Ms. Kobos.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Let me get your file pulled. Okay, we have a license charge with fines and costs of 181. I don't think I've yet entered that finding of guilty yet, and you are 22. Are you getting a license?
Yes, I did plan on. I was working on it. Had a meeting set for this weekend or for Friday.
A meeting? Who are you meeting with?
Yeah, for my appointment. Sorry.
Oh, okay, you have an appointment
Yes,
with
ma'am.
DPS?
Yes,
Okay, and you're ready to get that license?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, I can give you time. Let me see if you're on time. Has she been on time to court? What I do is I look the ticket up and it'll give me the date. And then I look, did we come in? Did we have anything else? So you're on time to court, and I have a limited prosecutor. State law doesn't provide for a dismissal, but I have a prosecutor dismissal, and sometimes you can qualify for that one. Let me just double check and see. That's the best way to handle it because you save money. But let's see what we have for that one. My written agreement with Ms. Warren is she doesn't have anything prior. Okay. She had it at the time. Okay, so that's not the same. Okay, do you think that you can get a driver's license within 30 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I need your signature on an extension for 30 days. And then if you bring it in on or before that 30th day, we can just dismiss the charge.
Yay.
So that sounds like the best option in my view.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I know you're not going to keep getting these kinds of tickets, right? So it's a
No.
compliance issue. Okay, so can I get your signature on that today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how are we going to do that? I can email it, you can print it, sign it, and email it back. Will that work for you?
Yes, ma'am. I can do that.
Call once you send it and make sure we received it.
Okay.
And then you'll be done for today, and your new due date will be August 24th, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Do I email it to the same address that y'all email me from?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Cabos, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Thank you. All right, so moving forward. Ms. Lawson, if you'll unmute, I'll pull your file.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. We have a failed to display license charge. This is August 26th, 2020, and a running of a red light at that time. The red light charge has fines and costs of $509.20, and the failed to display $440.30. These both went to warrant for non-appearance. I do see, I'm just reading your note. She's a not guilty. I'm just checking, Ms. Lawson. I'm reading your note and I'm realizing. I got you. Yeah. Okay. Now I understand. I just sometimes have to run down what happened real quick so that I get on the same page with you.
Yes, ma'am.
You kind of need a mother may I from me because of the not guilty plea and not being able to post a bond, which I understand. And so what I really need to do just to get you on track is to schedule you for a pretrial And
Okay.
I can get your warrant off and schedule you for a pretrial for identity theft investigation.
Okay.
But I need your signature today and some form of ID. Let me
Okay.
just check your file. Do we have an ID from her already?
I did bring my ID in the other day when I came. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
we got it. Okay, so I will schedule you for the pretrial docket, August 3rd.
Okay.
Is it an only? Okay, good. So yeah, whatever, it looks like there's kind of a history, unfortunately, here for you. And I'm sorry to hear that. But what I'll tell you, Ms. Lawson, is definitely Mother May I granted, and we'll schedule you for August 3rd with a final pretrial October 6th. If the case is unresolved, that's an in-court appearance. And I'll just send that over to you. I need your signature today on that document. If I email it to you, can you get it back to us today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, with the signature.
I can come down and sign if that would be easier.
That's easier
Okay.
for you because then you get a copy of everything.
Perfect.
You also, if you have not yet gotten a copy of the tickets, okay, because you might want to kind of look at anything you can bring to the prosecutor's attention, and also that previous history, if you can get copies of things. I know
Yes,
when I prosecuted, it really helped me if the person came with more instead of less information, so
Yes,
that I
ma'am. I've
could
already
really,
requested this.
great. Yeah, that way, you know, she'll want to do the right thing, and the more she has to help her figure out what that is, the better.
Right. Thank you.
So your warrant will go off today, and then we'll get you set up for the next step, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
of the process of trying to unravel this with you. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Lawson. Just come on by.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Mendez, good morning. If you'll unmute, I will pull your file.
Good morning.
Morning. Give me just a quick moment. Excuse me. So let's see. Let me look at these. Can I pull one of these citations? I want to read the complaint. And I'm also just wanting to make sure they're not a duplicate. Thank you. Okay, so there are 3 charges, and I did receive your pleas on all 3 of these. There was a theft under $100 with fines and costs of $296. I did receive a plea from you on that charge, and that was a plea of guilty. Is that your plea today?
Yes, ma'am. The only question I had was they had sent me a settlement offer. Is that different from what we're doing today?
Yeah, and that's a really good and not an unusual question at all. So this is a criminal charge, and it affects your criminal record. And that separate thing has to do with that entity that made the claim of theft and the fraudulent removal of writing. And I'll get to those cases in a moment, but that's a civil setting. So payment of that does not resolve this case, and payment of this does not resolve that situation. I don't know if it's an active case or not. It's not uncommon for them to send you such a request. And sometimes the amounts they're charging are, they seem considerably higher than the item or items in question.
Right, yes.
Yeah, and they, I can't give you legal advice, but I know that's a common practice.
Okay, and
A civil attorney could talk to you about that, and it would be someone that you choose, because that's just a civil issue. And I don't know the effect of doing or not doing what
Okay.
they're asking, but I know they ask, and it can really confuse people to get
Okay.
the dueling, competitive thing happening, and you're trying to sort it out. So
Right.
it's just two standalone things.
okay,
And then the other charge, I wanted to read it because they don't always, sometimes, and I know the theft allegation was at Target. The other two charges, one involved a chi product, and that one is it's actually called a fraudulent destruction, removal, or concealment of writing. It has to do with removing, removing, destroying, concealing, or altering, or substituting, or otherwise impairing the virility or legibility or availability of the writing on that product in order to obtain property for a lesser price. And that one involved the cheap product. And I did receive a plea from you on that one. And that one, I got a guilty plea. Is that your plea at this time?
yes, ma'am.
And then the final one, these are all the same date, and is exactly the same thing, but with regarding to Breeze Blast Ultra. And I did receive a plea from you, and just verifying that you did plead guilty of that charge.
What was that of?
The Breeze Ultra product.
I don't know what that is, actually. I just saw that they had two of the same charges on removing or concealing, but I did not know exactly what product that was.
Okay, so the theft charge was for the Friskies, Surfing, and Turfing. And then the first charge was the Chi product. And the second one is called Breeze Blast Ultra. I don't know, I wasn't there, The only way to sort that out would be to get the prosecutor to pull that, and, we put you on her docket and on that one, and she can sort it out with you. And that's exactly why I try to verify people's pleas, because then suddenly the person goes, you know what, I don't actually know what this is. And, I'm a firm believer you need to at least know what it is. I don't know. I wasn't there. Sometimes it's the thing you took the item off of to put on the other item, but I really don't know.
That might be what it was.
Yeah. So I'm kind of up in the air for you. I can move forward, but that would be accepting a plea like no contest and going forward. Or we can pause on that one, put it on the pretrial with Miss Warren. You saw her earlier, and let her kind of get to the bottom of it with you. What do you want to do?
I'm just going to go ahead and plead guilty on these.
I'll accept no contest. That's not admitting or denying it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then we'll move forward. So then I also have from you a payment application, and I want to just verify some things, okay? So could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm that the information you're providing is true, correct, and accurate, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, I
So this, thank you. This is regarding the, the payment application affidavit. And are you still with Snyder's Salvage?
Yes, I actually just started that job.
Okay, and you put, you are making about $700 each week, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been working there?
About 3 weeks.
Okay. And then you have the 2 children?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the only income to your home?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the other parent, did they help you?
No, they're in prison.
Okay. Is child support at least ordered?
Yes, but I don't receive anything.
Right, at least it's backing up. You know.
Right, correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just making a note of that. And is the Attorney General helping you with that?
I don't believe so on that.
Okay. I don't know if it would change anything because of the nature of why it's not getting paid, but you can check with them and see, you know, there are certain triggers. Do you receive any food stamps?
Not anymore. I just recently, I've got to actually reapply to see if I'm even eligible with the new job.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I was receiving about 150 each month.
Right. Okay, so I'm showing that I could approve a payment plan. What day of the week are you paid?
On Fridays.
Okay, would this Friday be a day that you could pay $30?
Yes, ma'am. I could actually make 100 each week if that's more doable. I just want to be able to pay those fines and get that.
Here's what I do when people are situated like you. You're a single mom, you've got 2 children, you're doing the best you can, you're showing up, you're working hard. Money can get tight depending on what's happening, okay?
Right,
So
yes.
what I say is, look, you owe $30 every 2 weeks. If you pay more, you just get done faster. We don't charge interest. We don't penalize you for paying it off early. You just get it done that much more quickly.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah. And that way there's a little flexibility built in because, you know, like the other day, my son had a bike wreck and knocked his tooth out. And suddenly I have a big dental bill, right? So I do try to plan for those things, but I also don't go like, I think next month he'll knock his tooth out. You know, you just don't know what's going to happen. So I try to just do something that's going to work. And, you know, when you have extra, you put it toward it and knowing that you'll just get done faster. Okay, so this Friday, just looking at it, and I've got to pull that date up. Give me 2 seconds. Friday is the 23rd. Will that work for you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you know what people find is if they do go ahead and get it done faster, then sometimes, you know, they're just done faster. And sometimes they need the breathing room down the road because something happens and you've already created that for yourself. But what we're going to email to you, if email will work today to get your signature, is a list of your payments and a signature line. We need that back today. And then you just start knocking them down. Will that work?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you print it and get it back to us with your signature on it today?
I should be able to do that, or I can go up there.
Yes, either
I can't
way.
Okay.
What will work best for you?
I think me coming up there would be best. I don't think my printer's working at the moment.
Okay. When should we look for you?
Ooh, by 2.
Perfect. We'll see you around then. Just pull up.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
They'll have it at the desk for you, Ms. Mendes, okay?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Take care.
You too. Thank you.
Moving forward. Give me just a moment. Kristen Leitner. And Ms. Leitner, if you'll unmute, you're still with us? Yes, you are. Great. we're wanting to keep you into the driver safety course option. And it looks like we're just trying to get you to that point, license, insurance, and is it 144 on that one? And I got a note you needed some more time, and I don't mind. Can you name the date for me that would work best for you?
Most likely about 3 to 4 weeks. I would have it.
Okay. Why don't we say no later than August 24th?
That'll work perfectly.
Okay. And I need to get your signature on that extension today. Got to
Yes, ma'am.
keep you on time so you stay qualified to be in that program. Do you want to come by, or can we email it you printed and send it back to us?
If you could email it, that'll be perfect.
Okay, we'll email it in the next few minutes, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Some things are simple. So let's move on forward. Ms. Leitner completed. We had Michelle Allen. Now I'm not seeing Michelle Allen, but phone number ending in 251. Could you tell me your name again, please?
Hello.
Hi, tell me your name again.
Michelle Allen.
Very good. Okay, Miss Allen, thank you. I thought that was
You're
you.
welcome.
And then I thought maybe I had it wrong. We do have several things pending. So there is a theft charge from June 21st of 2021. And I do have your plea. I think I have a plea on that. Let me just verify. Yes, I have a plea of no contest or guilty to that charge. Is that your plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will accept your plea. I have a previous theft charge that has a warrant from 2006, just simply due to an unpaid balance. And now that balance with warrant fees is $442. And whatever we do today to get you going in the right direction, we'll roll that into what we're doing, okay? And then I have a thank you. I have a no driver's license charge, April 27th. And that also has a warrant, and it's at $370.50. And I did receive a guilty plea from you regarding that. Is that your plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so we'll move everything forward. And then I did receive a payment application from you. And I'm showing that you have a fixed income with Social Security, and also you're currently receiving assistance in the form of food stamps. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And the Social Security amount is $794.
Yes, ma'am.
And the food stamps are at $253. Is that still the case?
Yes.
Okay. And then you have someone, is your boyfriend living with you, or you just put him down because you help him sometimes?
Well, he was.
Okay. So that doesn't matter. I'm just going to cross that off. Do you have anybody else living with you or helping with bills?
No.
Okay. So I can quickly see that what about like rides to get places and stuff like that? You sometimes have to.
I usually ride in my electric wheelchair, or I take a special transit bus.
Okay. So you're wheelchair bound?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is that due to a disability?
Yes, ma'am.
I have to pry just a little because I'm trying to look at options for community
It's okay.
service.
It's okay. I understand.
So, what is your disability?
I have osteoarthritis, and I have 2 herniated discs in my L4 and L5 in my back.
Okay. So what I normally do at this point is I have determined that you're not able to make payment. And therefore I should order community service, but subject to physician approval. So what I would do is order the community service and give you kind of a big window of time till September 21st to either turn it in or bring me a doctor note telling me whether you can even do it. If you can't do it, if your physician says you can't do it, I need to take that under advisement. So when will you see your physician again? Are you going in anytime soon?
I think it's in September.
Okay.
But I can try to get in sooner if need be.
No, I can just make the adjustment and put this not due until October. And that way we know we've cleared the physician hurdle. So your due date, it's 55 hours if we did all 3 cases. And I have a list of places. Sometimes people find there are things they can do, like help at the soup, help at the community kitchen. And sometimes they aren't able to. And you can look and see, but don't do anything that you think you shouldn't be doing. And definitely talk to your physician, because if your physician says, yes, you can do it, I can give you more time. Okay. So let's have either a note from your doctor or you communicate that you need more time. Either of those things works for me by October 5th.
But I was going to also say, if you don't mind, I can make $100 payments a month.
I don't see how you could, because your rent takes up more than 60% of your income, and you don't have extravagant expenses, but you do have a few things that you do that look reasonable to me. And I'm showing that that would be really difficult. I can do that and lower your fines, but I hesitate to do that because if you couldn't do it, then you're subject to warrant. So I could also lower it to $25 a month, and if you want to pay more, you can. And I could cut your fine in half.
That'd be great. I mean, because that way I can get it over and done with.
Okay. So what's a good day to collect $25 minimum a month from you?
I get paid at the end of each month, so my next payment would be the 27th of this month.
Okay, so you can come in that day or the next day, and what we're going to say is that by September 1 is your due date.
Okay.
So on or before that date. And in the meantime, I'm going to do some reductions. Do you have a way to get here today?
Yeah.
Okay, what I would like to do is print this all up with your balances. And I'm going to do I'll do some reductions before you get here, but I'd like to get you to sign for the payment plan, and we'll spell it out for you so that you'll have a list. And you'll come in to sign that document here at the building. And we have a handicap door on the back of the building facing Third Street. First Street. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so that you can get in and out a little more. We have a button to get that door open. I believe that's working. Oh, yeah. They're telling me they did put it on the front door too. So either of the doors, but the front is a little bit angled parking lot. So you just decide what works best for you, okay? But okay, a clerk will have this at the front for you, and I'll get your warrants off today if you sign, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you, Ms. Allen.
Bye-bye.
Right, bye-bye. Right after court, let's just do some reductions for her. Let me just get this last person. Ms. Howington, good morning. You'll have to unmute. I won't be able to hear you.
Good morning.
Hi, can you start a video? Can you start video where I can see you?
Yes.
It's a little easier. Hi.
Yes, hi.
Hi. You logged in a little late, so you probably missed a little information.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of fill in where I need to. Okay, and so I'm showing we could do payments. You requested $60 a month, and you have entered a plea of, let me just verify, of no contest.
Correct.
And I don't mind doing that at all. Let me just double check your income information. Are you in a payment plan for student loans yet?
No, I am not. I believe they're trying to work, because I'm disabled. They're trying to get my student loans expunged, because I have not been able to return to work for 6 years.
Okay. I know that's a very, very lengthy process. I'm just looking at the things that you do need to do. And I'm showing that I can order community service subject to doctor approval. I don't mind a payment plan. I can keep it low and do reductions, but I also can order community service. If you are not able to do it because of your disability, then I would need to get a note from your doctor in order to do some kind of waiver. So what I usually do right now is I go ahead and order community service, and I give you some time. Are you seeing your physician anytime soon?
I see him almost weekly, but my neurologist, I think I have an appointment in 2 months.
Okay. I can give you till September 21st to either get me a doctor note or request a continuance.
Okay. September 20th?
21st.
21st, okay.
And I just need your signature on a document today saying you understand you have community service due or a doctor note.
Okay.
And I see that you are in Temple. Can we get that signature today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, we can email it to you. If you can print it and sign it and email it or fax it back, that would be simple.
Oh, I could just go by the office.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. When should we look for you?
Today, by
an hour?
By 2 o'clock.
Okay. By 2. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll have that at the front for you.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Ms. Howington.
Uh-huh.
Seeing no one else, I will end the meeting.